I was born in San Jose. I am the oldest of two brothers, two sisters. I'm 29 years old. I then moved to Clear Lake, somewhere up north. And then when we moved to Palo Alto, that's where my life my home life kind of turned for the worse. You know, my parents are both addicts. So yeah, the home life was pretty hard. Being the oldest, I was exposed to most of it, and some of my youngest brothers and sisters don't really remember it, which is great, you know. I prefer that. We were one of those families that as soon as we had the money, we spent it, and of course, being children, we had no influence on what it was spent on. So my parents tend to use it more on alcohol and drugs. So, you know, in third grade, I remember, I think my mom had a pretty bad trip, and she started to hallucinate, and that led to her having sort of a bipolar kind of disorder. And so she eventually started to hallucinate a lot more. She was hiding in the closet, and I was with her and calming her down. I would have to literally they're eating my head, and I would have to knock them down out of her head. She was scratching her head until it bled. It was just out of a horror film. I didn't get anxiety until I was 23. And when that happened, I was incredibly desperate for help. So exploring what anxiety was got me a little bit more anxiety, but also gave me more clarity. And that's what therapy has helped me do. I worked with her for about a year, and she was such a great person. You know, one of the monumental people in my life. I don't speak to her today on a client level, but whenever I'm trying to figure something out, I tend to use my therapist's voice to ask me questions and try to figure things out. And therapy helped out a lot. It helped me figure out where my anxiety stems from. One of the great things about my journey is where I'm at now. I'm in a great place right now. Where I was when I was 16, 17 was one of the hardest places in my life, and I didn't know if I was gonna live. When I had my really bad anxiety when I was 23, that was definitely one of those this probably the biggest and hardest part of my life. Was I had a family, I was happy, I had a stable job, and all of a sudden my past just came up, and that's when therapy helped me out of it. But at the same time, my wife helped me out through it. She was just my life support for a long time. It's important to surround yourself with a supporting group of people, and that's what I did. If you're struggling with any anxiety or depression, any type of mental issues, I'd encourage you to go out there and seek counseling, seek a therapist, find a support group that can help you get past this. It's something that I did, and I found some really amazing people. I found out who was really there for me. I found how much strength I had personally on a personal level. I had no idea I can get through what I did. The accomplishments that I have achieved just proved to me, and I hope prove to you, that you can get past this, that you can reach a level of serenity. And yeah, this has been a blast. Thank you guys for listening.